This video is brought to you by the WD-40 company. Alright, so my best plan of attack was to start this Jeep and drive it down there. Even though it has a hole in the block, I think it would still run. The problem is, I haven't started it in ages, but then I remembered that I took some parts off the motor. So even if I could, it wouldn't start because I used some pieces of it for that red cheap Jeep that I built. So, dragging it is. So that means getting the Comanche over there to pull and tug on this thing. Maybe push it too, but I haven't started the Comanche in a long time either. So let's see how this goes. So would you rather drive the Scorpion or the Comanche?
What do you think would be more appropriate?
Neither.
Whichever one I'm less likely to die. That one.
Okay, so it's not going to steer hardly at all. You're gonna have to manhandle it.
Okay.
But I'm just trying to get you to the bottom of the hill. Oh, how are we gonna do that? Because then it'll be going the wrong direction. I don't know, but we're not going to back into the shop. We have to go forward into the shop.
Okay.
So once we get down there, we'll have to reassess. So just kind of go towards the mailbox, I guess.
Okay.
Behind her, and I'll try to push her. Maybe. Okay, go honey, you got this. Freedom winch line. Yeah. Okay. You ran over the engine!
What? I said stop and I have my foot on the brake. I don't know what else to do.
Why did you do that?
Is it okay?
I guess we'll have to go back to DC and get another one.
Yeah, buddy.
This is further proof that the Freedom winch line has multiple uses.
Yes, that would be correct.
I'm going to use it now to pull you backwards a little bit.
Because you pushed me too far forward.
No.
Because you pushed me too much.
You drove too far forward.
The Scorpion's not driving. It's just being pushed. Oh, yeah.
It's pretty obvious that a squirrel was living up in there. So in that case, I'm going to call it a day, but before I do, I've got one important thing I need to do. I'm going to take some of this WD-40 Specialist penetrant and spray that exhaust where the manifold meets the exhaust. Those bolts are always the worst. But I think if I get it with this, by tomorrow it should be fairly broken free. Let's check it out. I actually took a poll once and asked you guys what was the worst bolts that rusted. And you guys pretty much unanimously said these ones right here. And it's in a very precarious, hard to reach spot back there. So that's why it's great to have this flexible straw where I can reach in there. There we go. So now I can't reach the bottom one, so I'll adjust this straw. This takes precision skill right there. Oh yeah. I'll just give it a big blast for a good measure. While I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and get these manifold bolts as well in case I need to reuse this manifold for some reason on the new motor that I've got. And then I'll see you guys tomorrow. Man, that was a quick overnight. It's been soaking for a while. Let's see. The hardest part's getting my camera down in there. I think I'll use the GoPro. Okay. Crap in the way. That thing is loose as a goose. Alright, check this out. I got the skid plate off, and what really helps me, what I would suggest when you build your own Jeep, is I built this cross member to support the transmission separately from the skid plate. And that helps because when you take the skid plate off, your transmission and transfer case doesn't fall down, so you still have something supporting it above the skid plate. So that's just mounted here on the frame rail, and then on the frame rail there it's got some bushings, and then I had to notch out here for the bolts that go into the transmission, and it's hard mounted there on the transmission but rubber on the sides. I got that from TMR. It's kind of like a DIY build your own, and I have a video on that. If you want to check that out, go search for that. So that makes the skid plate come off really easy actually. There's only 4 bolts, one here, 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 and here on the main part. And then up front on the engine skid plate there's 3 little small bolts. And then of course you have to unbolt this that is a mount from TMR as well that goes around the Atlas and holds the Atlas. If you watch that video, it's called Support Your Transfer Case, I think, but it's very important to support your transfer case on the rear when you're doing big tires like this, because otherwise it'll put too much torque in your transmission and just crack it. You notice that happened in the Comanche before I installed that support for the transfer case. I'll go ahead and pull the transfer case off, and then I'll remove the engine and transmission in one, but now I'm at the point where I need to go ahead and support this while I take this bracket off. One of the cool things about having ORIs is that you can adjust the height of your vehicle, but you can also adjust the height to make it easier to work on. That'll make it easier for me to get the engine out being lower and standing over the top digging around in there. One of the things that people said when I built this cage years ago is they said that I couldn't put this tube over the engine like that because it would be impossible to replace the engine if it ever went out. Well, I'm here to tell you that nothing is impossible. What was impossible just became possible in less than 2 minutes. For those of you wondering why it's easier to have a cross member above your skid plate, well, a lot of times you need to drop your skid plate for whatever reason, checking your transmission fluid or changing your transmission fluid, changing your drive shafts or U-joints or whatever, when you go to do that and you drop your skid plate, it just makes it a lot easier if your transmission and everything stays there and you don't have to worry about having to support it with the jack like this. Because if you remember the video where I actually installed this thing, it came down, it fell off the jack and smashed me in the face. Not good. Now let's see if when we start lowering this, if the exhaust comes with it here. Yeah, looks like it is. I'm gonna have to unbolt it. Oh! Well, there goes my exhaust. Oh, it's too tall. Alright. This is the hardest part because there's a lot of things that can go wrong. Like dropping this on my face. Oh, it's caught. It's caught. Let go. Dang it. Okay, I'm stuck anyway. What am I gonna do now? I don't know. It's caught on the shifter mechanism. I could bring you over here. I would show you. It's caught right there. And I can't let it dangle by there. Otherwise it'll bend something. And I can't seem to pull it out.
Are you gonna make it?
I need you to go up there and the shifters for the transfer case. I need you to pull them back.
Honey, do you know that I don't know what a shifter case is?
Shifter case?
Whatever, okay? You might not get help.
You moved my
can
box.
Just keep that on your belly. Try and hold more?
Yes, just wiggling around a lot.
It's hard to because you got so much crap in here, babe.
Yeah, I got it. Oh, it's sitting on me though. But now, I can't get it out from under here. I'm gonna have to drop it.
Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. You're alive.
That's fun.
I can't find your face. Oh, there it is.
You can't find my face? It's right there.
I'm not a good video person.
That's gonna be a real struggle to try to get it up and over this bar here with the transmission on it. It's out! Look at that! Believe it or not, this engine has never been out. I built the Scorpion Crawler Cherokee into this without ever taking the engine out, and I just kind of built around it. So it's got a few holes in it. I don't know how many miles it has, but take a look in here. This thing just straight up exploded. Look in there. Oh my goodness. You look way up there, you can, I don't know if you guys can see that, but the piston, top half of it's up in there, and yeah, that is no bueno. It even blew a hole in the oil pan right there. That's crazy. Well, that probably wasn't real helpful to have down in there. Alright guys, in the next video we're going to install this big blue beautiful motor that we got from the Jeep dock into the Scorpion and hopefully get it rolling again. Until then, make sure to follow me on Instagram and we'll see you guys in the next video.